test out a few things. Here we go. Who wants to give a recap of last week and kick us off?
We continued deciding on a plan of a group goal. I think we decided that we wanted to combat the flesh dealers, but we decided to not do it openly at the time being. So we're continuing to take jobs. We have a plan to do 3 jobs in sequence.
And
Job number
3 jobs.
And hopefully the dwarves are still alive at the end of that.
It is what it is.
Job number 1, we need to escort somebody, a daughter, but escort somebody to Katoon. Be supplying Katoon. Then we pick up take the pilgrims or flat earthers to the flat earth. I know I need to bring up my notes, but
Yeah.
But take the, as Ianovan put it, the pilgrims to Opina. And after we do that, we'll hope that we'll try and free some dwarves that had gone to Opina and hope that the delay we took hasn't left them all dead.
Yep, all good things.
So dwarves maybe being dead is a good thing?
We're trying to help them, but
Also, the group decided that Cleoc should get the big boon, and then Cleoc said that he would think of what he wanted for next week, and then he forgot. So, boon is forfeit to the next person in line. Maybe.
just figure what you want already.
Anything else?
We were gonna go find out what daughter this was to escort and start escorting.
And get more coconuts.
And more coconuts.
Coconuts? What are coconuts?
Who knows?
Hard fruit stuff.
So you're not
Round balls of goodness.
Oh, someone aired something out.
Where?
I don't know, I just got an error, script error that popped up. Alright, so sounds like a plan. So you guys are going to find information, pick the person up, take them back to Katoon, and then from there you're going to head to another location.
Yep.
Do you recall these locations and the specific missions?
Alright, let me pull that up. So, first we are going to escort the daughter to Elven Town in Katoon. Then we're going to pick the pilgrims somewhere on Katoon and take them to Opina. And hopefully we'll hear more about that. So we need to go find the parents of the daughter to escort.
Generally, we've done that by going to that when we take the bill from the job board, we find who the broker is for the bill. So who's the broker for this particular escort the daughter?
The escort mission now that I'm looking at it to get a reminder. The pickup point is in Katun. The drop-off point
There's-
is in...
So there was the pilgrimage that was picked up in Katoon to Opina, and then there was one I do believe was from
Was from Garganov to Katoon.
that was the escorting the daughter.
Did we miss here last week?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It is entirely possible.
I have it marked as in Katun. There's one in Opina where a noble woman seeks a company to rescue some dwarves.
Yep, that's the third one we're going to go for.
That one's in Opina, so I see that one. I see 3 for Eakin's Trinket.
Yeah, there's one that's going to Garganov from somewhere else. Jump to it. The sage seeks a company to escort his daughter safely to the city of Hayfield in Garganov.
I think
That's
how
the mission
got
you
here.
completed.
Okay. Do.
Hayfield is the main city here in Garganov. It's the place you're actually currently in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So the daughter escort was from Katoon to Katoon.
No, the 2, I don't think it said, except that it was to
Yeah, it just says
the town
Katoon.
of
It just says escort daughter to
Egglast.
Elventown.
So it'd be
Okay.
finding out from Katoon where Elaglass is.
Okay.
There's one to take a thing from Gorgonov to Rupert Star.
That's not the right direction.
Well,
No.
it's just too far. Extra
Yeah.
18 days. So 38 round trip.
It is, and that's what I'm trying to figure out where the miscommunication came in. Either I marked it wrong on my notes, or it was misunderstood, so I'm just trying to get an understanding on that.
Either way.
Looks like we just gear up and then head out to Katoon.
Yeah. I might have misheard and miswrote it, so.
Well, last I checked, we're all human and can make mistakes, so all good. That's why I didn't know, did I mislabel it, or was it a misunderstanding?
Because I know we were joking last week that it was the same, that we were taking the same daughter back to Katoon, even though she wanted to escape Katoon for Garganov for whatever reason. And so we were joking last week. It's like, oh, we're going to take that daughter back. We're going to take the same daughter back. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
so there we go.
I didn't think she was an elf, though. That's what I'm trying to quickly look back and check. Yeah, his race wasn't actually mentioned, because that's usually when they're human.
Okay.
Tonight's session, we try and figure out
And the
where
lady
we
you
went
brought
wrong.
was human. And so this one is Elven.
Yeah, we determined it was a different one.
No, it's good. I'm just trying to make sure we're all clear and on the same page with things. I figured it would be good to do before we start, running down paths again to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Understandably. Well, I'm good even if we don't escort the daughter to Katoon. That we can go pick up pilgrims on Katoon. And then head to the curious world of Opina.
Because I'm looking, most of them actually have, if they're, paths, I have the to and from. The ones that are just location are just a location they're in. That one is a travel, but I don't have both locations.
Oh man, there's one way we can handle this. So that I go back to the previous video.
Go for it.
That'd be so helpful.
7 days ago.
So, you guys plan to go from here back to Katoon, and then back from Katoon to Opina, correct?
Correct. Whether we have the girl or not.
I'm gonna mute this so I can listen to the video. I'll
Yep, you're good.
be back in a second.
Okay. Is there anything that you guys want to do during your downtime going between the places?
Baden is fascinated with the new invention of a magic gun. So he's going to be learning all he can from Yanovan and potentially helping him out. Aldra is just starstruck, so to speak.
Baden a caster?
Yes.
Thought so.
Well, half caster.
Roll an int save.
An int save?
Yep.
Okay. That is 12.
Donovan, roll a die. Tell me if it's high or low.
We'll get you the red blood die. Hi.
The latent magics around Baden seem to have altered some of your crystals to the blue.
Interesting.
Baden, you can go ahead and mark off that you used some of your spells.
Okay. I mean, I have
It,
a total
it,
of
it
6.
probably won't make a huge difference, but
Okay. We'll just say I'm tapped until the days run out. AKA 2 more spells.
Blue is the good one, right?
it's the improved one. Additional potency, it basically means it's absorbed weave energy.
Interesting. I leave a bag of powder next to his bed as he sleeps.
Well, he's not the only one that has had that happen.
So soon there's just gonna be bags of powder all over the ship. next to each caster.
Gotta test this out, man.
A lot of people have innately learned to block it off. So if Baden wants to try to assist, he can roll a int check to see if he can, or Arcana check to see if he can detect the fluctuations and not block it. Because people will inadvertently block it if they don't pick up on it and notice it.
I'm good with doing that.
Roll an Arcana.
Arcana coming right up. That is a 22.
You can choose if you allow it or disallow it.
I'll allow it.
You allow it?
Because I'm intrigued by it more than anything.
All right. Donovan, over time you can slowly process it into the other form. I believe you were going to have someone try to help you learn to grow them, though.
Yes, that was my plan for the trip. I wanted to make a gun for our gift and grow some crystals, just to make sure I keep supplies up.
Who are you going to have do so?
Well, obviously the guy that made my blue crystals purple, or my purple crystals
Which guy?
blue, he seems to be a worthy candidate. Getting improved crystals.
Which guy? There's more than one that has done that.
Baden, latest guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember the others. I mean, I remember us getting some help, but I remember them turning stuff purple. Or turning
Nericil
stuff
turned some of yours blue.
blue. Interesting.
Yeah. Baden's willing to help. Anything new he's interested in.
Okay. Then one of you can roll... what would it be? An Intercana. And you can have advantage with the other one helping.
Who do you want to roll, bro?
Probably
Sure.
wants you to.
I'll roll.
Okay.
I'll roll int. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Do, 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 do. Ha! The natural 20, and I'm proficient in Arcana, so that's a +5.
Nice.
So you're able to find a way to slowly get them to grow, which means you currently can maintain your supply for minor munitions. You're not making enough to say make, lots of huge demolitions, but there's enough that you can start cultivating a small farm.
Alright.
That means that Baden can either expend his spell energy to grow the crystal farm or shift them.
Do they still grow after they've shifted?
No. They only grow in
Okay.
their raw form. It's basically kind of a innate form that is a magical crystal that then can be enhanced with additional energies of the weave and thereby be amplified.
Okay.
It's a similar concept to spell storing.
I will defer to Yanavin's desires.
Having crystals is more important than having special ones.
That's what I
While
figured.
having a certain amount of special is nice, that's only useful really for making bombs, not for... It doesn't help me with hitting things.
You've not tried
Okay.
it?
I've tried it once or twice.
No.
Hmm.
So you're gonna try it
Not
now.
anytime recently. Anyways, not that I can recall.
All right.
I'm back from looking at the video.
What'd you find out?
I found out that your video playback buffers a lot, or not buffers, but skips. So I don't know if your recording was particularly it. That's a little bit messed up.
That's
Uh,
not good. I'm sorry.
so I didn't get a particularly great listen to it. I do know that I didn't catch where we were supposed to pick the daughter up because that was one of the spots that was skipping. But you mentioned that there was an elven subtown in Katoon that we were supposed to deliver her to, like an elven
Okay.
suburb in Katoon or something like that.
Yeah.
It's at about 1 hour 36 minutes 40 seconds of the previous video.
Then sure. We'll mark that down as I forgot to mark it.
As far as a lot of details on that, I don't really. It was like I say, it was skipping a little bit, so I don't know whether that's on my end or the recording or what.
The bitrate has been above 1,000 kbps. So it should be decent. So I'm not sure why it would be. But, I don't know. Alright, well, that gives us that. So you guys are able to pick her up in Garganov, and you are able to take her on the ship and escort her to Katoon. And then there you will
Awesome.
pick up your pilgrims and go from there. And hopefully you have enough space for them all.
Yep.
Well, we're going back to Katoon because we're
Yeah.
dropping off the daughter, and then we'll get more information as to whether our ship can even handle the number of pilgrims. Because we're obviously not going to take the job if one, the pilgrims have already left, or two, there's just too many of them.
Well, wouldn't you know? That's possible to find out. So, alright. Anything else people doing during the downtime travel? I believe we had a nice map to give the exact times as a reminder.
20 days to Katoon.
I will be willing to teach the crew a little bit how to fight, if they would like the training of a master monk. I mean, maybe not master monk, but
I mean, Alder will help / participate.
oh hey, training partner, yes.
She might miss punching you a few times, then just use her magic fist to punch you anyways. Nice.
For those of you who want to see the trip times, we have a lovely map!
Yay!
So,
I
Going from Garganov
Yep.
to
Katoon
Katoon.
is 20 days.
Yep.
Oh, this one doesn't have your times for the others. I should have grabbed your other one, sorry.
I heard
There we go.
something.
Oh, I said I didn't grab the one that had your other days on it between the other systems. So I was grabbing the other one. You
Oh.
have that.
Did I leave it that big? Oh, no, I didn't.
And Sheridan, we cannot hear you.
I heard a hello from Sheridan.
Yep, that's what I heard.
I can hear you.
So, the Sphere is 90 days from Garganoth. And so it's going to be 20 days to Khatun. And then 110 days to Opina from Khatun.
Yep. I just figure we start with the 20 days and then move on.
Yep. I'm
From
just
there.
making sure everyone knows that you have 130 days travel. So if there's things you want to do during that time, due to the potential for extended time frames, it is possible to do things during that downtime.
And I have a forge and smithing tools and stuff to make firearms. So don't worry about that, Serdon.
On that point, you should roll to see
The,
how
the,
well
the
you
most
do.
important thing about his forge is that it doesn't actually use fire. At
Nope.
least not in the sense, because traveling through wild space with a fire is bad. As in, you won't be traveling through wild space very much longer because you're a big fireball.
Well, it has a little bit of an effect if you use fire in the Phlogiston, and it can be a lot of fun.
Well, it's certainly exciting.
You have to admit, it would be a pretty devastating trap for pirates to leave for you if they knew that they could get you going through an area.
So this is actually the second D&D game that's done at least a little bit in Spelljammer that I've done.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
I was playing a Pathfinder game, and I was playing a Fire Domain Cleric.
Uh-oh.
And I
That
made.
sounds like a terrible one.
I was very sad when they told me I had to and we had a ship, and I made a little shrine to my god, who was, like basically a fire elemental, because I was a lizard man, because weird things. Um, but I was very sad when they said, it's like, you're going out here is like, okay, fine, but wait, I can't use fire in here. What? But anyway, I had told the person who was at the helm that if we ever really got accosted by pirates and there was really no way out, that we would try negotiating with them, in which I would go out on the other ship to do negotiations, and that would be your cue to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's effective.
And then I would be rolling a new character if that ever happened, if we ever got that desperate. But it'd be going out with a bang.
Literally.
Hey, those are some of the best
And
stories.
maybe taking out my own ship too. But actually, my idea would have been to cast like protection from fire on myself, and then blow us up, and then maybe I would have lived, and then probably died anyway. But
Have Hestra roll a intelligence check. And Yonovan can roll a check to see how well of a gun he makes for Saradin.
Oh boy. I choose you, blue die, don't fail me.
I need a charisma check as well from Cleoc and Ultra.
Oh boy.
Charisma.
Yep.
Oh no. Was anyone aiding me in this?
I don't
mean,
know.
Baden's been helping him.
Baden, maybe. Is
Baden's
Baden
had nothing
skilled
else
in
to
the
do except
tools?
that. No
Um,
idea.
Is Ceridan
No.
skilled in the tools?
Ceridan's skilled in smithing tools, which is what we'd be mainly be using.
Okay.
That charisma check is a 3.
Yeah, it's the same for Aldra too. 3.
So you guys do your training, but it's you don't have a leadership to help it stick. Is basically what that symbolizes. Ceridan, you could help, so either you can roll, or you can give Jonathan advantage.
Please give me advantage. I have a +8 to this because I double my proficiency. So let's not get a 2 again, please. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I let you guys decide which way you want to do it. But I do like that it's not everyone rolls for everything, because that's just a little crazy.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Instead of a 2, I got a 3, so that's an 11.
It's going to take you a bit longer.
Yeah.
You get to Katoon with a somewhat looking like it's finished gun, but you're not very happy
I
with
show
it.
off a pistol. This is what you're looking for, right?
Do you see my gun? It can curve bullets. You can shoot it around corners.
What it can't do is shoot straight. It will shoot the guy behind you. It's great.
Exactly.
I mean, who's firing it in this scenario? Bollocks.
It put a sight on it that's also curved, so
It matches it.
so it's like, oh, I figured out that this gun fires
You
3
turn.
degrees to the right, so I'm gonna put the sight on it to where it makes it look like whatever you're aiming at, but it's
Yeah.
I need
Just a little metal piece coming off to the left of the gun, or off to the right of the gun, so you aim to the aim left.
I need 2 people to roll a d20 and tell me what's the result.
I'm down with rolling d20s for right now.
And you might like your result better, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll go ahead and roll then. 10.
wow.
Same die, I rolled a 2 and a 3. Bollocks. Ah.
Okay. So I heard a bunch of different things. What did you say, Jonathan?
10.
I did not roll one.
Okay. So 10 and a 13. Okay.
Yep.
You guys get to Katoon without any delays or interruptions.
Yay.
Woohoo!
So we gotta drop off the daughter then.
Who drops the daughter off?
Cleoc, you can do it from great height.
I think if we want payment, we should do it normally.
No, I will not be dropping her off at a great height. I'm not a murderer.
Set her
I
straight.
have killed many sentient beings on this journey, but I am not a murderer.
I think most
Maybe
of
I am
them
a
were in
murderer. I don't know.
self-defense.
Yeah.
Most of
that's
them
true.
in self-defense.
Ish.
And not all of them were sentient.
True.
Exactly.
Some of it was a
mean-
poor defenseless door.
So, who do you guys want to do it?
Aiden
send
will
Cookie to
tag
do it.
along if he wants.
Send Cookie to do it. Do you guys have Cookie stats?
No.
Okay, that's going to be a problem then.
How long?
We need someone that you have stats for, so Cookie can't. I mean, could be along, but I need who's going to be the spokesman, basically, to drop the daughter off.
Please
Isn't
don't
he-
make Cleoc the spokesman because
But Cookie's the charismatic one.
Yes,
Technically.
You could use anyone in the group whose stats you have access to. So, you could do Squeaks, you could do Nursil, you can't do Cookie or
No,
Group since
no.
we don't have their stats. You could do
Franz
Ryu,
plus-
Hestra, Doran, Cleoc,
Doran?
Saradin.
Doran has your charisma.
Doran's charisma is actually okay.
Alright.
What is your
Let me-
charisma?
Let me open up that sheet because I've only got Cleoc open right now.
My Fran's my
Doran's
highest.
charisma is at least 14.
Nursil's is 16.
Yeah, but socially awkward.
Yeah, you know. Charisma is more so actually a force of will, not so much necessarily. just
Doran is 16,
personality.
actually.
Doran
So you
it
can have
is.
Doran do it.
He would like to drop off her anyways.
Doran, how would you
Anyone
like
to go to help?
drop off an elven lass?
Oh, I would be honored.
Oh boy.
So Doran is a level 5 rogue, swashbuckler subclass. I believe that's from
Something new.
Xanath. I think it's from Xanathar's. It's in one of the official books.
Mhm.
Yep.
True neutral. The by the book background I picked was charlatan, but I don't know if he's really that much of a charlatan. But
He is. Doran, remember that you are representing the Seekers on this mission. Do not embarrass the group. I believe that would make Cookie and Cleoc disappointed.
Anyone else want to go with them?
Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
Okay.
What is this young lady's name? Since I may have been muted watching video.
It wasn't said.
It was.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
I believe so.
I have no memory of it, but that doesn't say much.
And I was wrong. The elf who was the one looking for the group was mentioned, not the one who was being brought. So I apologize. I was wrong. Just had to look back at my notes and find out I was wrong. What do you know? The individual's name is... Drumroll? Mora. M-O-R-A. An elven alchemist.
And Elvin what?
Alchemist.
Ooh. Should have put her to work while we're on the roads.
Now, she is our client. We are. It would be bad of us to force her to, in addition, pay for her passage, but like that. I'm sure that they will
Who
be
says
paying.
force?
Some more elven alchemist, and I am taking her to.
You just were told the town. Just ensure she makes it to the town. It's a elven place on Katoon, apparently, that I totally forgot about. I said.
And I assume we've pulled into port at this time?
Yes.
Greetings, my lady. We have arrived in the port of Katoon. I will be escorting you to your destination.
Thank you, and your name is?
My name is Doran. Charmed, I'm sure.
Indeed. I take it you're accompanying me to Elagas?
Yes. Make sure that you arrive safely at the destination, to your destination to your satisfaction.
Very well. Lead the way.
I actually haven't. Do I know where this? Do I know the area she's referring to?
You've heard of it, but you've not been there.
Split the party!
And the cookie should definitely go on and make sure he behaves. Wow.
So, what do you want to do?
So considerate.
Who all wants to go on the field trip?
My apologies. I have heard of the area, but haven't actually traversed it myself. I can get close, but I will need exact directions once we are close.
Ah, I thought you had been there. Here, let me show you. She tells you the directions on how to get there.
Thank you. Shall we be off?
Indeed. Let us. So, I need Doran to roll a charisma check.
Dun, dun, dun. I haven't liked my. Can I get a D20 on the table?
You
I wanna
could choose... Excuse me, sorry.
Or do you want me to use a dice roller?
It's one right
You
there.
got you one in the middle.
Excellent. That straight charisma check is an 11.
Okay.
If it's, I'm assuming it's not any sort of like performance or, well, performance is 11 still, but
I mean, if you want to figure out how you'd use one of your skills for it that you're proficient in, then you could potentially add that bonus.
I would. Well, during the walk, if she seemed interested, I would tell her stories of some of my exploits out in the, from before I was um, trapped in the soul stone. Um, maybe embellishing a few of the things,
Just a few?
just a few.
Well, he doesn't embellish all that much, does he?
He'd never do that.
About how myself and my companions had been surrounded by ogres, and they were all trembling in fear. But I stood tall and with my short bow flinked one of them in between the eyes, and then the next one that charged, I definitely dodged out of the way and took it down with one slash of my short sword. And
Oh, really?
And the third one
Wow.
knocked him off his feet.
So impressive. Some of that seems like it's deception.
A little bit. I'm sure we fought ogres at some point in time, but, my companions probably didn't all cower in fear. Although I like to think that I would have not taken a blow early on and then just run away. Of course not. Especially not that dumb wizard that's was with us at the time.
Mm.
Is half of Arlith shadowing me, or did you attempt to force your way into the party, into the escort? Shadowing me.
Well, I was calculating the money, and then I got a disruption and forgot what the amount was. So give me a second to regenerate it. That's what happens when your brain's not working great, and you get disruption that you weren't expecting.
I hope you get a better night's sleep tonight.
Thanks, me too.
At least you haven't soldered a live wire.
Ooh.
I don't know if I have
That
any of
was-
this left in my brain.
That was a bad night in school.
Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow ready for work, considering that work's giving us ice cream tomorrow for
Ooh,
some reason.
that sounds nice.
Last week they served us hot dogs on National Hot Dog Day, and then proclaimed that was a happy coincidence that they hadn't even known it was National Hot Dog Day. They just wanted to give us hot dogs for employee appreciation.
Totally.
That's kind of what I thought.
Alright, so who collects 5,000 gold?
That's what you get. And Doran, I need you to roll this d10 right here.
I rolled D10. Three.
Thank you.
I'll have you know I was a perfect gentleman, Arlith. Don't think I didn't see you there.
Now,
Although we could roll your stealth versus my even passive perception. But
that's what it would be.
Do it.
I need you to, since you've kind of been nominated the spokesperson, Doran, I need you to roll a diplomacy check.
diplomacy. Is that just a straight charisma roll? Is that a
If you're not proficient in diplomacy, yes. Or what is
diplomacy is not
it?
specifically
Right. No,
a
diplomacy
skill.
is not anymore. It's called
Persuasion?
that one. Thank you.
Persuasion is a nat 20.
Nice.
Makes it a 29. Because I actually have expertise in it.
Wow. Wow.
That's
So
impressive.
That'll make
I
this
gave
next
myself
fight
expertise
interesting.
in perception and persuasion, so that's a 29.
That's awesome.
Two d10 right there. Roll it.
A 7 and a 1. Total of 8.
So you're rolling for the number of passengers. Do you want 17 passengers, or do you want to roll again?
I mean, how much space is on the ship?
Cookie's actually the expert on the ship size.
That's the thing. I don't know who had that, if he was the only one or not.
I think he's actually said we can only take 10.
That'll be something you want to figure out.
I mean, we can always take all of them and just kick some off the side.
I know you have a crew of, you said 36. Let me see if I can find how much space you have.
Oh. Cookie's
He's
responded.
actually typing.
Interesting.
He was actually typing before I asked the question.
Maximum crew is 60.
So if we've got 36 crew members plus the now like 12 player characters, we can only take probably 12,
Yeah. How many
maybe.
player characters do we have?
Three times.
I don't know how Aerolith is. Does Aerolith
Nope.
But do you eat twice as much? Do you? I'm not sure how twin minds work, but that's fair.
So you have 17 right now. If you want to re-roll one of the die, you can. You rolled well enough that you get a little bit of flexibility in your...
I will re-roll this 7.
$10. So, there is 10 passengers if you wish.
I use my supreme, persuasion skills. It's like first stop to Opina, home of the flat Earth. Totally. After I see there's too many of them to comfortably fit on the ship. It's like home of the flat Earth, and describe what I know of Opina just from what I've been told, about how desolate of a rock it is. Actually, I don't know if it's desolate. I know it has no.
You know it's flat.
I know it's flat, but I know that there's like no celestial body there. There's like no sun.
There's no primary body of
No
light.
primary. Right.
That doesn't mean that there's not light.
Who's giving him sunlight?
You don't
I
know.
still burning the daylight spells because I have yet to successfully create daylights for him.
Yep. That way we don't have a member of the party die.
Yep.
What'd you die of? Asphyxiation.
The group doesn't, produce oxygen for the crew.
He just doesn't use it. So we can take 61.
It's interesting.
All right. So for those 10, I would go to them and say that we have. I hear you all are looking for a trip to Opina.
Indeed we are.
We of the Seekers are
Seeking.
are prepared to offer you passage. I would warn you, it's going to be a long trip from here. It's going to take approximately 110 days. Are you ready for that?
Indeed, that is fairly average for that trip. Not many go to Opina. It is a far distant trip.
Indeed. However, we have seen your bill posted, and we are prepared to offer you passage. I believe we can be ready to take out soon, whenever you are prepared to leave.
You notice they all have like icons and fetishes of different earthen bodies. And their clothing is very earthen toned.
Now, one thing I must ask before we go is you're just asking for passage to Opina? Are you asking us to remain for you to be able to return?
Just that, we will find our own way back. Once we are there, we must take this pilgrimage, and then we can return another way.
Understood.
They're all gonna die.
Not before Cleoc.
Well, in that case, when you're prepared, you may go to the Seeker's Salvation. It is important. I described the ship. If it's going to be a couple of days, please let us know, and we will wait and accommodate you. Take the time you need to prepare for your journey.
Very well. We will be ready momentarily. You see they all start grabbing their stuff. Not a whole lot of gear. It's very minimal. So they're going to be ready fairly rapidly.
Okay.
We'll need to restock the ship.
Before it will. I'm glad you said that. We are currently in the process of restocking the ship for a long journey, but we will be able to go underway shortly. Are there any?
Half the party could be doing that while you're doing this, since Doran was the one
Right.
who went and dropped her off, as well as went and picked them up. While that's being done, there's plenty of other members in the party who could deal with the restock for you. Namely, Cookie and his assistants. So, Cookie, I Am Group, Seridan, right there is a good group that can probably handle most of the restock.
Are there any special needs that your group needs before we take out?
Any allergies, any sensitivities we need to be aware of?
any food allergy?
I'm allergic to nuts. That was a bad experience on the last cruise.
We are fine. We need minimal provisions and passage to Opina. That is all we require.
Understood. Cookie is basically stating that if we had filled up our ship, like all of the storage areas with 300 people, like we were watching Roots, and
think 36. Yeah, that's why 10 more people would be good with 110 days. We'd get there, barely.
Worst case scenario is that we could
Kick
take
them
a
off the
pit
ship.
stop. We could take a pit stop in Garganov and say we need to make sure that we've top off our supplies for for emergency scenarios, and then make our commitment 90 days instead.
It's up to you guys. I just need to know what the plan is.
I think we're good. We got extra 12 days. Well, we're taking 10, so we're good. I think entering the Garganov would potentially cost us more money. And so we're talking about just going around it. If we want to pay that and keep going for the safety factor, I understand. So anyone absolutely want to stop in and get an extra 40 days air, basically.
I would love to have you encounter some pirates. Why don't we just choose to do that? That would be fun, yes?
I think it would be smart um, to stop off in Garganov just to top up.
Okay.
I think
No, that would just.
so. So the only route that we know of to Opina is from Katoon, is to go from Katoon to Garganov and then Garganov to Opina. Now we have the option of, instead of actually entering the Garganov sphere, to basically take what was described last week as the
The highway
Yep.
loop.
the highway loop, and not actually enter the sphere, but just keep going from there. I'm suggesting that, just to make sure we're topped off on air and food, just in case, that we stop off in Garganov.
We'll take business instead of loot.
To refresh our air and get some and top off our food, and hope the toll isn't too high, because we didn't actually find out what the toll was to enter.
And that gives us 90 days to travel with 58 people.
And then after our pit stop, we'll go from it'll be a 90-day trip from Garganov to Opina.
Okay. Stopping back in Garganov sounds good to me.
Well,
Okay.
we got room for 2 more people
Comfortably.
comfortably.
A 3-month trip.
I think we should just take the 10.
I mean, we're just doing this partially to get us over to Opina, to where the fun is.
Silly question. How's crew morale after we tell them that we're going to go to Opina? It's going to take it's going to be a 90-day journey just to get there. Or are they
We
just
will
like,
find out in a
as
moment.
long as they get paid? But we expect a long shore leave.
Would one of you want to see if you can get Cookie's charisma modifier?
I think is charisma 16, but
We'll see if he responds.
so Baden, do you know how much do you know about Spelljammers in general?
Not too much as Baton. You stick spells and you travel. That's what I know.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if we needed to explain a little bit about this whole ship travel thing. And perhaps space combat.
Yeah, space combat is why I have a longbow.
Okay.
So I believe we have 2 ballista and a trebuchet.
That sounds like fun.
Your longbow's not actually going to do much to an
Yep.
opposing ship itself.
I know.
If it can shoot actual crew members on the ship, then maybe. But
Guiding bolt?
If we don't
because
get Cookie shortly, we can have Dorn acting first mate.
I'm
Cookie ate
pretty
some old
sure it's
food.
16, but
You want to roll a charisma check then?
sure.
I made a 16 for Dorn anyways, so. Yep.
Just a charisma check, that's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, Cookie's got 16 charisma. Or his charisma mod is 30, so it's the same as.
Yeah.
Roll a d4.
4.
Ouch. Their mood has lessened when you arrive in Opina compared to the rest, but they're still okay. The longshore leave you had with the missions you ran in Garganov at Hafeld seem to have abated some of the otherwise long-term strain that could have been had.
I see.
Upon arrival, you receive a number of bags, a small bag from each of them containing a few gems each. The total amount you receive is thus.
It's not bad. Time for some math.
So, you did not discover any interesting creatures on your path through space. It was a nice,
Neat.
uneventful journey.
Awesome.
Unlike Garganov, Opina is not policed. You enter the sphere and you see half the sphere is light and half the sphere is dark.
That is weird.
Interesting.
And the earthen body floats around and seems to shift between the two of them. It's going at fairly decent speed as well. It's not like floating way out and around, like making a huge circle. It's fairly small circle. So, say, like Mercury or Venus.
Okay, it's not like
What
just
would be the
spinning in a
center?
circle.
No, it's not spinning in a circle.
Okay.
But basically it means the whole planet has day at the same time and night at the same time.
Yeah. Interesting.
And you notice that it has buildings on both the top and the bottom of this section of Earth, essentially.
Baden's like, that's not how I thought gravity worked.
Actually, Baden is surprised to find that if things are dropped over the ship, they float to about the center of the ship,
Yep.
and people actually walk on the bottom of the ship.
He is still a bit confused by it, but he's getting used to it.
Right. For this last 90-day leg of the journey, would you like to roll your checks again for what you're attempting to do for the first 40 days and see if you succeed or not? Or if you did succeed and want to do something different, we can do that.
Are we talking about making the gun, training the crew?
Yep.
Sure, I will attempt again with only one crew member actually showing up.
Aldra will also help.
How'd you get?
That charisma check's a 2.
13 for Aldra.
Wow. Cleoc may need to draft Doran.
Cleoc's charisma is 8.
Oh, I know.
And needless to say, he's not trained in any of the charisma-based skills. So he's not intimidating anyone. He's not performing for anyone, even though he is technically proficient in playing the lute.
I just like to think that Aldra thought she was holding her punches, but forgot about her radiant sunbolt, and so accidentally punched Cleoc a few times while he was trying to talk.
This is, you hear Cleoc, stumbling over his words about how to train people, and it's like, and then Aldra's like, hey, if you train like us, you could do badass things like this. And you start throwing like some bolts at Cleoc, and you see him trying to defend against it. Like, ah!
That sounds about right.
And my longbow's off to the side, so I can't just return fire.
While taking like an extra foot
And-
away.
And that's not, that's, would a Radiant Sunbolt be able for me to use my reaction to,
catch and return.
That would be fun.
You'd have to look at the description and see if it says it fires like a bolt or if it's not considered a missile. Because
Do an Arcana
that's
check.
we'd have to compare the description of the Radiant Bolt and the magic missile snaring. But we can do that
It
next
says
time.
it's a unarmed strike from range.
that does
That's
radiant
not all.
damage.
Yep. It's super weird.
Because deflect missiles, starting at 3rd level, gives you reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
So since it's not a weapon, ranged weapon, then it wouldn't work.
It kind of is.
It kind of is. It kind of is. This
That's really an open to interpretations kind of thing.
It is difficult.
We could convert it to training. We could convert it to training Cleok how to catch the radiant sunbolts.
You can do that if that's what you want to do.
Aldra's gonna have some fun.
Believe it or not, Cleok actually knows a little bit about radiant sunbolts because his back's like I was originally going to make Cleok a Sun Soul monk, and then switch to Kensei because
when there's no fighters.
Some of the people because there's no fighters, pretty much. Because Saradin joined later, and the fighters of the group, this group used to have a lot more people because it was intended on being a sort of a drop in, drop out every week, and whoever showed up played, but only the same 5 people showed up every week.
Yep. The ranger stopped showing up, and the fighter stopped showing up, and yeah.
Yeah, but Cleok, you wouldn't be able to catch a Eldritch Blast or deflect an Eldritch Blast, right?
That's a spell attack.
Okay, so you're saying because it actually says to make a unarmed style attack, even though it's a ranged unarmed attack? I'm not sure how. I guess that's like throwing a rock.
Ranged
I'm not
weapon
sure how that works.
Is a thrown weapon or a missile weapon, such as a bow.
So what we're.
But I thought you said it was an unarmed attack, the radiant.
It's magical radiance. You can hurl at an enemy with an unarmed strike. Can be a ranged attack.
Which I would think an unarmed attack would be considered a weapon attack for those purposes, but
so
I don't know.
They're throwing their arms at you from a distance?
I don't know. It doesn't... Maybe we can ask the internet this.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, hey. Let's refocus for a minute, and we'll take this offline. Let's go ahead and wrap up. So you guys have successfully got to Opina. Did you want to roll the other checks? Like, Yonovan, did you want to roll a check for the gun? Was there anything else people wanted to do?
I can do another check for the
crystals.
Gun. Yeah.
I told him how many spell slots of crystals.
Alright. Saradin, are you still helping me with the gun? You want to see if we can get higher than a 3?
So, I was really tempted to have Rio help with the training, just so that she could swing around a sword at Cleok.
Was that a no, you don't want to help? You want me to roll on my own?
I think he was saying he wants to give you
Okay. Good thing, because I was a 2 and a 16.
Why do the dice hate you? You
I don't know.
Probabilities.
They're my own. They are my own dice too. So that's a 16 plus 8, so 24.
Okay.
Why do you insist on rolling
make one?
With those real dice? You should roll the fake ones on the game.
They don't treat him
any better. The fake ones hate me more.
True.
And if it's in front of me, it's my own fault. You know, I bought these dice, I rolled them in front of me, and they give me low numbers. It's on me.
And he rolls low enough. I don't think anyone's going to think he's cheating.
I was about to say, this is great. If you ever really need to get a good roll, you just lie, because no one's ever going to believe that you're cheating with the rolls you get.
One of our past games, I kept getting 1s and 20s. Mm-hmm. I got 4 natural 1s and 3 natural 20s in one game. I was just like, okay, this is great. Yeah.
All right. So, what kind of gun did you want to make for Saradin?
A
blunderbuss. A pistol.
That'd be mean. Give him a D4 shooting pistol.
Well, you give normal pistols, you have little pistols, you have hand cannons.
I mean, a pistol that would fit his hand would be a hand cannon for sure.
This is true. Can we do an over-under shotgun?
Roll a intelligence smithing check.
Oh boy.
It'd be gun tools technically, but you know.
No, it's a regular gun like we've had before. Just like mine.
What'd you get?
May have been a natural one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, you're not able to come up with any other good designs right now.
I used a different die too. ah.
So, you can pick a
Rude
standard gun
dice.
of some sort, and
Yep.
that's what he can have. You can
It'll look
ping the
just like
stats.
mine because I'm not feeling very creative.
You're feeling like creativity's evil right now, probably. You're too focused on the
Making
fact
a
that
working gun.
you get your crystals and you're not even focusing on the gun.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, okay, I got it done. Just shoot. On that, you can get a decent sized crystal. You can get D4 of those per spell level. I think is probably going to be a decent option. So we can either keep track,
D4
or you
per-
can just kind of, you know,
And how much does it take to turn it blue?
about equal. So it's like double cost.
Okay. Then yeah, that's 110 days of 8 spell level slots going towards that.
Goodness.
So it's whether you want purple or blue, you just basically keep track of kind of what you have and don't, go crazy overboard and say that you have enough to arm the whole ship with cannons, and we should be good. But other than
All
that, you
right.
basically can maintain a supply to keep a number of arms equipped and making a few of your experimental explosives.
All right. I think the amount of explosives I've been doing is about reasonable.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, what you've been doing is good. I'm just saying, like,
So don't make cannons.
Not yet. He has to work on that.
Give me a few more levels.
Well, I'm absolutely fine with it eventually happening. That's kind of the point, is that you
Yeah.
start out with, low, and you work your way up to exceptional. I mean, that's part of what's fun of taking a character from, like, level 1 to level 17 to 20, is that you're like, dude, I remember when this guy was going to die to a goblin, and now he can wade through their whole army on his own.
Yep.
So, alright, gents, anything else, or shall we call it a night?
Seems like a good place to stop.
Alright, we'll pick up there in Opina. You just dropped your guests off, and you're now in Opina to do the mission you had. Let me find it here.
All right. Good night.
You
Good
wanted to night. You wanted to do the mission of rescuing a dwarven town.
Yep, the Dwarven Town.
Yep. So we will pick up on that endeavor next week.